Hey everybody and welcome to the bullshit party. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. And in this one, we're gonna be taking a look at the new podium vehicle, the Caracara 4x4. We're gonna be taking a look at the exterior, the interior, and of course, its performance. And no, Rockstar didn't make a mistake this week and put a building on the podium. This is actually the Caracara. It's massive. And long-term subscribers are probably gonna know that this is my favorite off-road vehicle. But what makes the Caracara so special? Well, let's find out. And for those of you who are curious, the usual sale price of this vehicle is $875,000 at the San Andreas Super Auto's website. And, as we'll see in a bit, it's modeled after the current generation Ford F-150 Raptor, which arguably is more American than apple pie. And to be honest, I was very surprised not to see this vehicle on the podium for the 4th of July update this year. And taking a quick look around the truck, you can see that the Ford F-150 is very prominent in its design. And for those of you who are curious, this vehicle was released in the middle of last year, 2019. And truth be told, I've owned several of these, so I feel qualified and very comfortable talking about their performance and how they feel. But first, let's see how interactive it is, basically what we can open on it. And no surprises, since the Caracara is a utility vehicle of sorts, you can open all four doors, the hood, and the tailgate. And it's been some time since I've driven the stock version of this, so I'm very excited to see how it feels, drives, and stacks up against the fully upgraded version. And before we get going to Los Santos Customs, it's time to climb in, check out the interior, and listen how the car sounds. And of course I'm gonna get a call. Anyone else? Of course.
I seen you ain't been on that
Anyway, apparently the sound's not happening, but the interior looks, well, interior-y. And something that I want to point out that a lot of people have asked me, since I've owned this vehicle as I said several times, is that you can't transport people in the bed of the truck. As you can see, even your character most of the time doesn't recognize that it's an object that you can climb on. And if you're in the truck bed, as soon as the driver accelerates, you're gonna fall. And it's time to start our trek to Los Santos Customs to customize this. And as with every trek we do to Los Santos Customs, the first thing we do is of course test out if this is a rear-wheel drive. What's with the phone calls today? Anyway, as I was saying, front wheel, rear wheel, or all-wheel drive. And it should come as no surprise that this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, since it's an off-road vehicle. And since the F-150 it's based on is of course also an all-wheel drive vehicle. And with that incredible piece of information out of the way, let's get going. And tell me in the comment section down below if you see a pattern here, but I think I see one. None of these people can drive, especially this lady in the blue convertible. Let's see if we sustained any damage from that reckless driving. Oh yeah, I think I see a scratch. And as you can see, the Caracara 4x4, even in its stock variant, is very durable. And it's one of its qualities that in my opinion makes it so good. Another quality it has that makes it very good is the way it performs and drives. Even though this is supposed to be a big heavy truck, it doesn't handle like one. It handles sort of like a slow all-wheel drive sports car. Totally not my fault. He cut me off. Seriously, what's up with the drivers today? But back to the 4x4, as you see, it's very fun to drive on the road, and as you will see in a bit, it's very fun to drive off it. This is one of those weird cases where I can definitely say that Rockstar did a good job even with the stock version of the vehicle. Now they could have done a better job programming the NPC drivers, but you can't have it all. And with that, we're finally at Los Santos Customs, so let's get customizing. After I scrape the door one more time.
What's wrong with her now?
And it's been a while since I've owned one of these, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, as I'm upgrading the performance options, is I'm gonna keep an eye out for the upgrade options as we're going down the list. And sometimes I forget to show it, other times I remember, but this time I do remember to show it. And this is the sale price of the podium vehicle. And with the turbo being the last performance options we can upgrade on this thing, it's time to go on the front bumpers and see what we can customize there. And as you can see, we have a good variety of bumpers, ranging from utility to classy, sort of, to heavy duty. And since this is gonna be more of a utility off-road vehicle, I'm gonna go with the utility bumper for mine. The story is pretty much the same for the rear bumpers, again a lot of options across several different categories, where again I'm gonna go for the utility looking one. And next up we have the exhaust options, of which we have 3. And since we're going for a Raptor look here, we're gonna go with the one that's pointing to the rear of the vehicle. Next up we have the fenders option, and I gotta say this is a bit of a disappointment for me. Even though we can change the color of the fenders, we can't change the size and the shape of them, which is a bit of a shame. As for the front grille options, I'm very happy with the diversity I see here. And I can say the same thing about the hood options. A lot of diversity and most of them look very good. And I've chosen one, but this livery is throwing me off, so the next thing we're gonna do is of course remove the livery. And since I am making sort of a showcase video, I'm gonna showcase all the livery options. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but all of them are overpriced. That said, let's just mosey on up to the none option and go to the next customization option, which is the license plate. Regarding the license plate, I've had suggestions from viewers to download the iFruit app and change the license plate number from there. The problem with that is that the iFruit app for iPhone is broken. But I can deal with broken apps. But more important than that is I don't want to encourage developers who make their clients, the people who purchase their games, their products, their software, download third-party apps to then do something in the original app that should have been there in the first place. But this is a topic for a different video. But as far as this video is concerned, like if you followed what I just said, cause I know I'm lost. But back to the Caracara 4x4 truck. Of course, I'm not gonna do anything with the suspension, I just wanted to showcase how the different levels of suspension look. And getting the right wheels for the truck is an important thing. It can definitely make or break the look of this vehicle. That's why I scrolled and actually went through all 26 options and didn't really like anything. But the thing is, these are the wheels we need to choose from, because they are for, you know, off-roading. So this time, armed with determination that I'm gonna like and choose something, I chose the Nevis, because I had to. And because we're building the ultimate off-roading machine, I needed to go with custom wheels. I said custom wheels. There we go. And the last thing we need to do before going to respray the car is going through the window tint options. As you know, I usually go for the light smoke options, but since I already peeked at the color we're gonna make this one, I went with the limo tint, because I didn't want people to be able to recognize me. And with that, it's finally time to take a look at the poll and see what you guys chose as the primary color for this week. And what I take from this is that we were there all for a sandwich. As a matter of fact, I'm holding one in my hand right now. And I've said in previous videos that sandwich means dealer's choice. Basically, I determine the color of the car. But to make it more fun, I went to a fairly unpopular search engine and typed in random color generator. Then I opened the first site I saw and... see, the tint was a good idea. You can barely see me from the side. And after going through all 75 colors, I didn't see a color that matched the one we chose. Or rather, Google chose for us. And at my second go through the colors, I saw the inevitable. The closest color we have to this is Fister Pink. We took one of the coolest cars in the world, one of the most masculine cars in the world, and made it pink. But it's not all bad, because the secondary color we chose is matte blue. For some reason. I don't know what to tell you guys, it made sense to me as I was doing it. But as a wise person once said, it's not what's on the outside that counts, it's what's on the inside. And I promise you, there's nothing pink inside this truck. I think. And it's pretty weird that I didn't get a drive-in or drive-out animations for this one, but that is what it is. If we're over the color at this point, let's go ahead and talk about something that I didn't talk about before we went in. The lighting situation. Let me just say this car doesn't have headlights, it has projectors. Very convenient when you're doing something at night, and also they're very hard to destroy. And you know how your boy drives. Believe me, I've tried. As for the performance difference between when we went in and now, this is what happened. As I stated before we went in, this truck sorta drives like an all-wheel drive, very slow sports car in the way it handles. And now, as you see a high-speed turn done as easy as 1-2 pi. Everything that was great about this truck before we went in is even better now. And this is something that I can't say about all the vehicles that I've driven. So this is very fun and very reliable to drive on the road. But it's not meant for the road, is it? So let's see how the truck behaves in its natural environment. Of course. As I was saying, the car's natural environment is here. It's on the mountain, it's on the beach, it's anywhere that you'll have a difficulty with a normal vehicle. This is what the Caracara 4x4 was made for, and this is where the truck thrives. It just feels right, and I don't really want to rob you of the enjoyment of doing this for yourself. So if you wanted to hear my opinion on the truck, it's awesome, it's great on the road, and it's great off it. Regardless of when you're watching this video, this is an absolute must-buy for any GT Online fan. As I said before, I bought this vehicle several different times on 2 separate consoles. And it's one of the few times that I haven't had buyer's remorse after I purchased the vehicle. And that'll pretty much do it for this video. The next one is gonna be a challenge for this truck right here. I just don't know how I'm gonna test an off-road truck. I'll think about that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you liked the video, and if that's the case, please don't forget to leave a like. It really does help out the channel a lot. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, because there's a lot cool stuff to come in the future. Go to Patreon if you want to support the channel, and with all that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.